Aloha ahi ahi. While we're waiting for everyone to get in and get settled, now is a great time to grab anything that you need to get comfortable, whether that be a glass of water or an ice cold glass of tea. Also, if you would like to smudge with me, right now is a good time to gather those items. And if you don't have those items at home, that is no worries. I have them right here with me. And I'll send some positive energy your way as we ignite the healing within. Sending some healing energy your way to all our relatives out there. May you have a day and an evening of peace, reflection, and resilience. My name is Malia, and I'm a community healer at the HIR Wellness Institute. We are a nonprofit organization that focuses on the mental health and wellness of our relatives of Turtle Island, as well as other Indigenous and underserved communities, and also victims of crime. You can join me here Monday through Friday until June 1st at 8 a.m., 2:30 p.m., and 8 p.m. We will always breathe, stretch, explore ways of healing and self-care. We can learn together, and we will always honor our resilience and our strength. So thank you for joining me this evening. I would like to take a moment to recognize those of our HIR Wellness team who are here with us. We do have our moderator and also one of our amazing CARES counselors, Xavier Smart, here with us. When you see comments on the HIR Wellness Institute, by the HIR Wellness Institute, this evening it is Xavier. I would like to take a moment to check in and see how all our relatives out there are doing. You are always welcome to comment, ask questions, share your insight, knowledge, or wisdom, or even your customs or ancestral teachings. You never know who's out there who may be needing to hear just what it is you had to say. So if you feel that it's helpful for you or other relatives watching, you are more than welcome to share. In order to comment on the page and on these videos, you just need to like and follow our Facebook page. We do that to ensure that it's safe for everybody from things like hackers and spam. And usually when you like the page, I think, and follow, it takes about 10 or 15 minutes or so before you're able to comment. I also wanted to take a moment to recognize how darn hot it is outside today. It is hot. It is so hot. Which is awesome because being here in southeastern Wisconsin, we don't often get warm days. And it went from being real cold and rainy, and then all of a sudden this weekend it was like 80 degrees out, which I absolutely love the warm weather, but it is hard for me to adjust. I am not used to it. So Today I had planned on going out to plant some seeds outside in the garden. And when I went outside, I was like, no. And I turned right back around and I was like, planting is going to have to wait for another day. Aloha, Heather. It is so good to see you. I was just like thinking that, yeah, I'm just going to go inside and stay cool, which reminds me, I decided not to do hot tea. I'm actually going to grab my iced tea out of the fridge. I wanted to share it with you, so I'll be right back. I'll be back gone just for a few seconds. No! Okay, so someone drank my iced tea. I made a gorgeous ginger turmeric iced tea with lemon juice, fresh squeezed lemon juice, and honey. And I just went to grab it out of the fridge, and it has been completely drinking by somebody. I don't know who the culprit is, but I bet they had the best cup of tea that they had in a long time. So, well, I hope they enjoyed it. I will be sticking to my water. So I want to take a moment to check in with our relatives and see how you're doing. I hope that you're having a peaceful and safe day and night. And for those of our relatives out there who may not be doing okay today, I want to remind you that it's okay not to be okay. But if you're not feeling okay, please do reach out to somebody that you trust, whether that be a loved one, a family member, or a friend. And you can also call our CARES Warm Line. Our CARES Warm Line is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can call or you can text, and you'll get a return call within 24 hours. Our CARES Warm Line will connect you to our CARES counselors. I know them all personally. They, like everybody at the HIR Wellness Institute, are passionate about helping you along your journey and your path to wellness and self-care. When you call and talk to them, you can let them know your thoughts and your feelings. Judgment-free. You will be respected. You will be heard. Our CARES counselors can have a listening ear. They can be someone that you can lean into to have a conversation, and they can also connect you to resources that may be helpful for you. At the HIR Wellness Institute, our founder, Leah Denny, coined and developed what we call community-activated medicine. And what community-activated medicine means is that the people are the medicine. And that means sometimes on our path and journey of wellness and self-care, that it means that we can lean into others. Strength sometimes is allowing ourselves to know when we need to lean on to somebody else. And if the people are the medicine, that also means that we have within our hearts and our minds and our spirit to do our part for our healing. Sometimes wellness looks like talking to a counselor or making a doctor's appointment. And sometimes wellness looks other ways. It looks like talking to someone when we need help. It can look like deep breathing. For me, it looks like chanting and hula. That's how I connect to my ancestral teachings, to my culture. And how does it look for you? Feel free to share. We also have speaking of Leah, we do have our founder and CEO, Leah Denny, here with us. Leah is always working hard. She's always making sure that we're moving forward in ways that can help our relatives, in ways that can heal us. So Leah is not always here on these videos, so thank you so much, Leah, for being here. Aloha, Janelle, good to see you as well. And we're also very fortunate to have our occupational therapist at the HIR Wellness Institute, Claudia Meyer-Smith. Janelle, you do amazing work as well. So I want to thank all of the HIR Wellness team, colleagues, co-advocates, everyone out there, and to all our relatives. We all have our part. Together we can do it. As I mentioned before, sometimes self-care and wellness, for me, I take it day to day, small steps at a time. And one of the biggest ways for me to do that on a daily basis is to do some deep breathing. Deep breathing helps to slow the heart rate. It helps to relax the mind and help us to center ourselves. If you're anything like me, and I imagine you are relatives, sometimes when your mind gets worried and anxious and stressed out, your mind can start thinking in circles of what I call the rabbit hole. It just starts going round and round. And next thing you know, you just get caught up in whatever it is that's bringing you down. Well, I found that with deep breathing, it really helps to dissolve that for me. It helps me to break that cycle in a very immediate way. So let's go ahead and try it together. I'm going to put my feet on the floor, my hands gently in my lap. You can sit, lay, or recline however you feel comfortable. I'm also going to close my eyes. That's optional for you too. We're going to take 4 deep breaths in through the nose, and we're going to exhale through the mouth for a count of 6. 6. 6. Yes. So let's go ahead and breathe together. Deep inhale. And exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth for a count of 6. We'll continue to breathe as we begin to roll the shoulders. You can roll your shoulders both at the same time or one at a time. I got some attitude when I roll my shoulders. You can roll them forward or back. And take a deep inhale, spreading the arms out to the side. And exhale as we gently bring that arm across, stretching that shoulder and upper back. I'm rolling out the wrist, and I continue to deep breathe. Breathe deep. And other side, bringing the opposite arm across, rolling out the wrist. Now we're going to extend the arm in front and gently pushing down on the fingertips as we straighten out that arm. This is stretching out our forearm and our wrist. If this doesn't feel good for you, just go ahead and let go and just roll out those wrists in front of you. Feels good to me, so I'm going to bring out the opposite hand, pushing down on the fingertips. We're going to clasp our fingers together as we push the palms out. Reach up towards the ceiling and gently bending from side to side. Oh, I've heard the crack. When I hear the crack, I know my body needed it. Inhale and exhale as we gently push down on the elbow with the opposite hand, stretching the tricep. And the other side, pushing down on the elbow. Let's finish with the next stretch, looking side and center. Side and center. And we're going to double tap our ear towards our shoulder on each side. And we're going to roll the chin from shoulder to shoulder, keeping it in the front, continuing to breathe. And last stretch, we're going to look gently down towards our lap and up towards the ceiling, extending the neck. Feels so good here. And one more. How are you feeling, relatives? I hope that if you were experiencing any anxiety or stress, hopefully that helped. It always helps me a little bit. It actually helps me a lot. Since I've been deep breathing with all of us the last few months, I now can sleep through the entire night. For me, that's huge. I've also found now, instead of me spending a lot of time worrying through the day, my body and mind immediately recognize when that worry and anxiety comes in. I immediately start to breathe, and it calms me. I feel great. I feel better for it. If you care to share any ways that you are calm, any things that you do throughout the day for relaxation, peace, please do feel free to share. Leah says, right on, Malia, radical healing. Those two words together are awesome. Yes. Leah says, I just got off of a women's council call and feel inspired by the good work happening across our nation. That inspiration, I think, is so important, especially for our caregivers out there. Sometimes we can feel tired and overworked, overwhelmed. Those who are caring for the house, caring for the kids or parents. Maybe you're doing the cooking, maybe you're an essential worker. It's good to know that there's other people out there doing the work too. It reminds us that we're not alone, that we're all connected, and that we're all working together for the good of our people, for the good of all our relatives, for all of you out there, for all of us. Aloha, Weenet. It is wonderful to see you again. I hope you're doing well. And in this heat, guys, I'm going to take off my cardigan. It's hot. I'm hot. So every time that we meet, I like to let you know what moon phase we're in according to my ancestral teachings and also Leah's ancestral teachings. We're Native Hawaiian. And one of the things that's really important to us is the moon. It's important to everybody, right? But according to our ancestral teachings, there's a different moon phase every day. And the phase that we're in today is called Kupau. Kupau, Ku is one of the four major Hawaiian gods, and Pau means complete or finished. This is the last day of the days of Ku, where it's excellent for fishing and planting. And if you were unable to fish or plant today, that's okay. The next few days will be a good day for rest and reflection and preparing for fishing or planting. So the next few days, according to the lunar calendar of our traditions, tomorrow it's better to reflect. It's better to plan. And if that serves you in any way, you can try. And if not, that's okay. For those of us who aren't gardeners or fishermen, what can that mean for us tonight? It can mean that today and this evening was a good day for action. It was a good day for maybe those thoughts in your mind or goals or dreams. If we think of them as single seeds that are dormant in our thoughts and in our hearts, we can activate that. We can nourish them with light. We can nourish with food or tending to, and allow those things to grow. As a practitioner of hula, I was always taught to pay attention to the cycles and patterns, rhythms and truths in nature. And those things apply to the human spirit. And for me, that's how I practice wellness as a Hawaiian. Okay, let me see here. Waynette says she hopes everyone is doing good. Waynette, my biggest complaint is I'm hot. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing good. Waynette says she just got done with supper and drinking some bitter root tea. Thank you for sharing. Bitter root, I've not heard of that before. Very interested. All right, relatives, before we go, I do want to take some more time to breathe. And I do want to take a moment to chant. There's a few chants that I commonly return back to, that I often return back to when I'm with our relatives, when I'm with you. Because the chants really need to be fitting for, they just need to feel right. You know, they need to feel right. And this chant that I love to chant for you is Ehomai. Ehomai literally means return to me. And it's asking the Creator on 3 different planes of existence for insight, for guidance and knowledge, wisdom, and answers. I love this chant. Whenever I'm uncertain about something, I'm not sure about something, I chant this. And oftentimes, when I'm done chanting, I have an answer. As if the message has just been whispered to me in my thoughts. This is part of my spiritual practice. So I want to share with you, and I want to say mahalo for allowing me a safe place to be able to share this. While I'm chanting Ehomai, it's a great time to start some deep breathing. Remember, you can breathe in through the nose for a count of 4, and you can exhale through the mouth for a count of 6. And while you're deep breathing, I can invite you, if you like, for anything in your mind that you're uncertain about, anything that you just feel unsettled about. As I chant this, I invite you to open your heart as you deep breathe and ask with me. Ask the Creator, ask Keakua for some wisdom and for some insight. I'm going to put my feet on the floor. My hands are gently in my lap. I'm going to chant this chant first in my low voice, in my gut, in my belly. I'm going to move up to my chest and my heart. And finally, I'm going to chant a third time in my head voice. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Deep inhale. And exhale. E ho mai kai ke mai luna mai e. O na mea huna noi au na mele. E ho mai. E ho mai. E ho mai e. Ho mai kai ke mai luna mai e. O na mea huna noi au na mele. E ho mai. E ho mai. E ho mai e. Ho mai kai ke mai luna mai e. O na mea huna noi au na mele. E ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, e. We all are on our path and our journey of life, striving for wellness, striving for love. That chant always helps me to guide me, to allow me a very intentional moment to ask for guidance from a higher power. And maybe for you, it's not the chant. Maybe for you, it's prayer. Maybe for you, it's being out in nature. Whatever it is, those moments are self-care. And if it serves you, embrace it, hold it close to your heart. And if it doesn't serve you, you can breathe it out with every exhale and release it and let it go. Raynette says, I wish it would warm up here, but not too hot. Raynette, be careful what you ask for, because next thing you know, it's going to be 85 degrees inside the house, and you're going to be boiling hot. And that's where we are. It is so hot. It is really, really hot. But in all honesty, I would rather be super hot than cold. The cold, I just shut down. I hibernate. In regards to her bitterroot tea, Waynette says it has a taste of its own. I have no doubt. And Claudia says, thank you, Malia, for the chant. You're welcome, Claudia. You're welcome, Xavier. I know that all our relatives out there, you have different ways, you have different cultural practices, different customs and traditions. And this is absolutely a safe place for you to be able to share and to reflect on those things. Because for me as an Indigenous woman, it's a really important way for me to honor my ancestors, to honor my ancestry. And why is my cat on my table? My cat is on my table. I'm going to grab him. I'll let you say hi to him. Oh, get off the table. Yeah. So this is my shy cat. So the fact that he is crawling on the table makes me think that he wants to come and say hi. So this is our cat, Mr. Popo, which is funny because when I met Greg already had Mr. Popo. So this is my partner's cat. But Popo in Hawaiian means, po in Hawaiian means dark. And the popolo berry in Hawaiian, it was named popolo berry because it had a very black skin. So Mr. Po, Mr. Night Night, and Popoki in Hawaiian is cat. So this cat, he's never around people and things like that. So I just thought it was very interesting that he came up here. But honestly, I have noticed that my cat chanting. Whenever I do the sunrise chant, he glows. He'll literally come to me when I'm chanting. And so I don't know. Seriously, truly though, he really does. It's a very interesting thing. I hope that you all have a safe and peaceful evening. Remember, if you need us, you can call the Cares Warm line. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'd like to say mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much. Malama pono I ko kino. Take good care of your body. Aloha nui, much love. And before we go, there is a community survey. The link is on this video. I ask if you could please take a moment to fill it out. It's completely anonymous and ask just a few questions. But it really helps us to understand how to best serve you, our relatives. Ohui ho akuno. Have a great night. Aloha ahi ahi. Take care.